'Cause you're a sky, 'cause you're a sky full of stars. I'm gonna give you my heart. 'Cause you're a sky, 'cause you're a sky full of stars. And you light up my path. And I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. 'Cause in a sky, 'cause in a sky full of stars, I think I see you. 'Cause you're a sky, 'cause you're a sky full of stars. I wanna die in your arms. 'Cause you get lighter the more it gets dark. I'm gonna give you my heart. And I don't care, go on and tear me apart. I don't care if you do. 'Cause in a sky, 'cause in a sky full of stars, I think I saw you. Yeah, I think I see you. 'Cause in a sky, 'cause you're a sky full of stars. You're such a heavenly view. You're such a heavenly view.
Smash that. Smash that. You may all be seated. Okay. Make it nice and symmetrical. Welcome, most treasured guests, to Grace's wedding day with special guest Cain. My name's Bex, and it gives me a huge pleasure to be these two's chosen celebrant here at Longton Woods, the perfect location for these two to have their wedding among nature in a peaceful setting and a place where the owner has a great ecological ethos. I'm sure you can agree getting married in a woodland is very them, as amongst trees is one of the places that they are most happiest. Now, the opportunities for loved ones to all get together are so rare in life. So if you're here today, you really are most loved by the couple. And whilst there are so many people here, there are many that we wish really could have been. And we take a moment to remember them now. Grandad Derek, Grandad Ken, Grandad Roy, Auntie Tanya, Auntie Anne and Uncle John are all so truly missed. And whilst we wish they could be here, their love is truly felt today. Now imagine finding that one person who makes your heart skip a beat, who you want to spend every moment of the day with, even when they drive you crazy. Today we celebrate the love between two people who fell head over heels for each other. It's that indescribable feeling when you see your favourite person in the world and you can't help but smile like a fool. Through thick and thin, you've chosen to embark on this journey together, sharing not only your interests and quirks, but also the highs and lows of life. Marriage is about compromise, unconditional love, and being there for each other in sickness and in health. It's a constant source of support and growth where you build each other up as individuals whilst creating a beautiful partnership. It's being each other's Jim to your Pam. Marriage is silly, serious, sticky and emotional. It's filled with disagreements, kisses, hugs and random dancing. Marriage is complex and simple. Love each other and don't give up. Flirt often and forgive even more often. You two put it perfectly when you say marriage is committing to being a team and both being active team players. It's being witnesses to each other's lives and being there through it all, whether it's good or bad. It's knowing that someone has your back every time. It's a reason to constantly try to be the best version of yourselves. Someone to hold you accountable and to help you grow. And it's a reminder to each other that there's a fairer, kinder world that's worth fighting for, even when we can't find that reason anywhere else. It started with a swipe. Yes, for these two, it was love at first dating site back in 2014, before the app got questionable. Now, if you know how Tinder works, it works based on your location. So it will show you your potential matches in the area that you're in. And as fate would have it, Grace happened to be visiting Canterbury for one day only, watching a show at Marlow Theatre. So the match was pure destiny. Grace was actually very close to not swiping right, but she decided to take a chance and they started talking. Messages were shared back and forth for a while before Cain initially pied her off. Just for a little bit anyway. However, 4 months later, they met in person and picked up where they left off, going on a first date, which essentially lasted for 2 days, where you visited the chocolate cafe, eating and drinking too much, before heading out clubbing with a plan to set up Grace's friend Gemma with Cain's roommate Daniel. Or Daniel the Spaniel, as he became known. Turns out Cain hates clubbing and only agreed to go because Grace wanted to, which just totally sums him up. Things were not set to work out for Gemma and Daniel, but Cain and Grace, on the other hand, were just meant to be. Grace remembers thinking how annoyingly cool you were and how you were just one of those people who seemed to be good at everything. All the cool stuff, skateboarding, snowboarding, BMXing, high diving, flipping on trampolines. And for Cain, it was your natural beauty that was the most distinguishing factor, but also how sitting, chatting, eating and drinking with you made him feel like you had been friends for years and you were totally on the same wavelength. He was pretty nervous about making a good first impression, but clearly he did. In the last 9 years, these two have fitted in a lot of stuff. From both graduating uni, they've spent time living together, but even more time living apart. They've holidayed, had various jobs, rescued a tortoise, became vegetarians before going full vegan. They got tattoos, then Grace had one removed. Collected new hobbies, went through a fair share of questionable haircuts, but ultimately did a lot of growing as people. They went on holiday 4 weeks after first meeting, when Grace totally gate-crashed his holiday to Turkey. Once Cain managed to drag Grace away from her studies poolside, they rode quad bikes up the local mountain range, somewhere that became their happy place, which features again a little later in their story. You've spent Christmases together at Grace's parents' the first year you got together, even though it involved driving 40 minutes in either direction to get Cain's asthma pump from his student house, as sharing Christmas with 3 cats really set him off. Luckily, exposure therapy is all he needed, as his tolerance has really grown, and you're hoping to one day rescue your own feline companion. You love going out on walks just to meet dogs. In fact, that's how Cain actually met one of his oldest pals, making friends with his dog first. Some of your favourite memories include going snorkelling on Boxing Day in the Isle of Skye in Scotland, before exploring fairy pools and dancing to Christmas music in the car. In fact, just sitting in your car watching intense thunderstorms is one of your favourite pastimes. Feeding the elephants and giraffes in Port Lim, going camping beneath the stars and vegan fish and chip Fridays after work is also up on the list. But your favourite happy memory was when you returned to your happy place in Turkey for a holiday, with Grace's parents joining you, after Cain had finally managed to pluck up the courage to ask Ken's blessing to marry his daughter. Cain planned a trip to the restaurant at the top of the same mountain that previously they had spent time at, and to stop any suspicion, Ken and Claire had to pretend they weren't feeling so well, so that they wouldn't be joining them that day. Wait for that. At the top of the mountain, after a meal on a glass bridge arching over a koi pond as the sun set, Cain finally asked Grace his important question, away from any members of the public, as Grace had made it perfectly clear that a public proposal would have resulted in a big fat no. Luckily, she said yes, which is why we're all here today. Together you love surfing, scuba diving, snowboarding, skateboarding, being in nature, discovering tasty vegan food, exploring, and very importantly, dismantling the system. You'd say that Grace is definitely the boss, whilst both contributing equally to your dynamic, balancing each other out, making each other the perfect team. Cain drives and Grace is a passenger princess in charge of snacks and music. You show your love through the little everyday things, like Cain making sure you have eaten so you don't get hangry. I hope you've had breakfast, Grace. He also makes sure that you get out in nature as much as you can, because, much like a dog, you need walking in the outdoors. Otherwise, you'll go crazy. And in return, again, somewhat like a dog, Grace provides head scratches, as it's what relaxes Cain the most. Friends would say that you're a solid team, total partners in crime. You're easygoing and adventurous, staying in your own little universe. They'd say, Grace, you're kind and compassionate and a bit kooky. And whilst you're pretty sensible, you do have an absolute fire as well. And Cain, you're always the big brother, offering support and guidance, while also bringing the fun and silly side. With Cain's help, you will most definitely pick up a new and likely dangerous hobby that your mum probably wouldn't approve of. Before you met, things were different. All Grace knew and cared about was her dance career, with no intention of dating or finding love. In fact, it was only down to her sisterhood, which is Gemma, Alex and Felix, that she even downloaded Tinder. And thank God she did, otherwise we would not be here today. Her life was train, eat, sleep, repeat. And now, whilst still very career-driven, because of Cain, she's seen there's so much more to life. He's brought adventure, fun, and more colour into her life. And for Cain, he says he was a carefree, directionless adolescent with not much consciousness, only thinking about what he might eat that day or when he could next squeeze in a nap, or whether to go on a sun or snow holiday that year. But now you've more direction and awareness of your consumerism and how you can have a positive impact on the world, being a better human in the process, again, because of Grace. Now we move on to your vows, the moment where promises turn into forever. Think of them not just as words you say, but a privilege, something you spend the rest of your lives fulfilling. It's important to remember them always, and the reason that you make them. Think of them through the mundane, boring, routine moments of everyday life, through to the exciting, remarkable moments that you spend together. And to quote the wedding of Daenerys and Khal Drogo, yeah, we're going there. As you are the moon of his life, he shall be the sun and stars. Your love shall be as ever present as those two celestial bodies, even though they are sometimes hidden from one another's sight. Your love will be the guiding force that charts the course of your tomorrows, holds your world together in difficult times, and will make life itself shine bolder and brighter than we human beings have a right to dream of. Now, before you share your personal vows with each other, I have a very important question for each of you, starting with Cain. Do you, Cain Elliott, take Grace Kirkham to be your loving wife, promising to love, support and care for her for the rest of your lives? Do you promise to take each other in sickness and in health, but never for granted, and to grow together, not just as a couple, but as individuals, staying best friends forever.
I do.
Yeah, you do. Yes.
Nailed it.
Smashed it.
You're half done now, actually. Your big part's nearly over. And do you, Grace Kirkham, take Cain Elliott to be your loving husband, promising to love, support and care for him for the rest of your lives? Do you promise to take each other in sickness and in health, but never for granted, and to grow together, not just as a couple, but as individuals, staying best friends forever?
I do.
Both do. Brilliant. Now they're going to share their own personal vows, which they've written separately, and today will be the first time hearing them. Do you want to come to the middle? Who's going first? Cain?
Do you want to go first?
No,
Grace,
thank
have
you.
it. I've printed them, don't worry. I've got the right ones.
Then I get it out of the way then.
Do we have the microphone as well?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Cain.
Hello.
Hello. In the near 10 years I've known you, we have both changed so much as people, and yet your love has been constant and unwavering. As I've grown, shifted, and shed layers on my own journey of self-discovery, you have loved and encouraged every single version of me that has stood before you. You have brought adventure, comfort, laughter, and joy into my life. Every ordinary day spent with you turned extraordinary. And just as you have loved each and every version of me, I have loved the Audi A3 Cain, the Ford Falcon V8 Cain, the Ford Focus Estate Cain, the Honda S2000 Cain, the Volkswagen Golf TDI Cains 2, the Volvo 240 Cain, the Subaru WRX STI Cain, the Volvo C30 Cain, and I love the BMW 335D Cain here with me now.
Yes, 2000.
Oh, no, it's in there. Oh, doesn't listen. As we continue navigating this life entangled together, I feel safe knowing that you will be in front leading the way, by my side to hold my hand, and behind to support me and catch me in case I should fall. I promise to be the best dive buddy and in-car snack provider, and will always let you know when I've spotted a dog or when we're approaching a speed camera.
Flash.
I promise to be your charge when you feel depleted, and your sanctuary when the noise gets too loud and the light too bright. I'll always be here to provide head scratches, and I will continue to choose you every single day. To who you are, the man you've become, and all the versions of you I can't wait to meet.
Wow. Who wrote this? Was it one of you?
Grace, before I met you, I was content with my little world, full of mischief, madness, and self-absorbed in my own ways of life. It was a good time, but it was missing a certain something though, or should I say, someone. As soon as we met that day, I knew you were going to occupy a special place in my life, not solely as a partner, a wife, but as a companion, a partner in crime, someone to live and share a lifetime of memories together. But as time has passed, you've been to me more than I could ever have imagined. You've turned me into a cat lover, God forbid. You've been my friend, a teacher, confidant, my medic, a pain in my backside, but also my number one biggest fan. You are thousands of dreams of a younger you come true. You are loving.
Got this, Cain.
You are loving, talented, intelligent, and silly. Your passion for all life on earth is fierce and contagious. You make me aspire to be a better version of myself. As our lives continue together, I promise to be your safe harbour during raging storms, to provide you with ultimate and unyielding support for all of your endeavours, and definitely not to give you practical solutions when you just want to vent. Okay. I promise to choose you all day, every day, not because I have to, but because I want to, even when you press your icy cold feet against me in bed at night. But to end, I would like to share with you these words from German poet Rainer Rilke, who so perfectly captures how I feel when I'm with you, my soulmate resolute. Understand, I'll slip quietly, away from the noisy crowd, when I see the pale stars rising, blooming over the yolks. I'll pursue solitary pathways through the pale twilit meadows, with only this one dream, you come too.
Got to follow that, Jesus.
Where is the beard?
We're nearly there. Wedding rings are a powerful symbol of love and commitment. They represent the unbreakable bond between two people who've chosen to spend their lives together. The circular shape of the ring has no end, just like the love that you share. And by exchanging rings, you're making a promise to each other that you will love, support, and cherish one another for eternity. Traditionally, you wear your wedding ring on the fourth finger of your left hand. In ancient Rome, it was thought there was a vein running through that finger, all the way up to your heart, and it was known as the vena amoris, or the vein of love, and the ring would seal it, and the two lovers' hearts were connected by each ring. Now, Kev, do you have the rings, please? Yes, he does.
It's a good start.
Well done, Kev.
Well done.
Smashed it.
Well done. Thank you very much. Give Kev a round of applause.
Well done.
He didn't even pretend that he forgot them, so that was a good one. As you place the ring on your partner's finger, you're saying, I choose you, now and forever. You're saying, I'd pick your thunder, I'd pick your rain, over anyone's sunshine any day. Cain, taking Grace's ring, get the right one. There we go. Perfect. Placing it slowly on Grace's finger, gazing into her eyes. Repeat after me. In a less psycho way. In a more loving way. Grace, with this ring.
Grace, with this ring.
I make these promises here to you today.
I make these promises here to you today.
And promise to spend the rest of my life.
And promise to spend the rest of my life.
Committing to them and to you.
Committing to them and to you.
And slide it all the way down. That was some great eye contact there. Really felt it, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Okay. Placing it slowly on Cain's finger. Gazing into those eyes. Repeat after me. Cain, with this ring.
Cain, with this ring.
I make these promises here to you today.
I make these promises here to you today.
And promise to spend the rest of my life.
And promise to spend the rest of my life
It's not working. Committing to them and to you.
committing to them and to you.
Slide it all the way down. Nice. Well, Grace, Cain, it gives me great pleasure to say, as husband and wife, Grace, you may now kiss the groom. Yay! Woo! Now, you two love nature, and that's why you've chosen this location for your wedding. It's where you go to find peace, relax and think. It's always at the forefront of your mind, trying to preserve and help the planet through various efforts. So what better way to mark your wedding day than to take part in a tree planting? Now, by getting married, you're officially joining your two families together, creating not only just your new own branch on your family tree, but starting an entirely new tree together, with your new family. Your roots are starting to form, and even with enough love, care and nurturing, your love and partnership, like the tree, will continue to grow and blossom. These two are now going to plant an oak tree into this new pot, and together they'll be adding in the soil to nurture and allow the tree to grow. Start. And as you plant your tree, we have a gorgeous reading by Tashi. Give her a round of applause as she makes her way up here.
Let's go, not to cry. This is a beautiful poem called Serendipity by Becky Hemsley. One night a star exploded and it split right into two, and each part became a person. One was me and one was you. We shimmered down to earth and lived our individual lives, but one day serendipity decided we'd collide. Your face felt so familiar, and every time you spoke, it sounded like a harmony, a song I'd always known. It was like you were an ocean that I wanted to explore, but the waves I surfed, the depths I swam, I felt I'd swum before. It was just like I knew nothing and yet everything as well, as if me getting to know you helped me get to know myself. I think the universe intended and had planned it all along to return me to your ocean, to your face and to your song. See, it's not that you completed me, for I was never half, but it seems the stardust in our souls could not keep us apart.
Thank you very much. What could possibly go wrong with so much soil in a white wedding dress? Why did we not think this through? Lovely. That is good. You need to do more. That's fine. We've got time. Everyone will just watch it. It's fine. Lovely. Do you want to wipe it on this? Here you go. Oh, you're all right. Right, do you want to come back to the centre? There we go. Grace and Cain, as many people will tell you, and you may be feeling it now yourselves, your wedding day will flash past your eyes. So it's important to take in exactly how you feel right now. Hold each other's hands. Notice the area around you, the wind in the trees, the smell of nature around you. Look back at your guests who have come here today to celebrate you. Remember the look on all of their faces. Think back to when you met all those years ago on Tinder and remember how you got from there to here. Now, to sum up your feelings in a way that only David from Schitt's Creek could. I've never liked a smile as much as I like yours. I've never felt as safe as I do when I'm with you. I've never known love like I have when we're together. It's not been an easy road for me, but knowing that you will always be there for me at the end of it makes everything okay. You are my happy ending. So here's to your happy ending, to your future, to lots of rescued animals in your little plant-filled sanctuary. Here's to lots more fun adventures, living as close to off-grid as you possibly can, whilst destroying capitalism in the process. As the wise Dumbledore says, let us step into the night and pursue that flighty temptress, adventure. So let's continue the adventure into tonight with drinking, dancing and sugary snacks, to having the most lovely day. But for now, please, treasured guests, if you can, please be upstanding. Show your love, make some noise, as it gives me a great pleasure to introduce to you for the first time today, Mr. and Mrs. Elliott! Yay! Keep the applause